What's going on? What's going on? Trying to get my little audio thing set up. Hope you guys are all right. I don't know if I end up using this little microphone or not. Let me know if you guys are good. It's election day. It's election day, no, November 5th, 2024. I hope you guys got to go out and vote if you wanted to vote. I hope you guys make sure that you went out. I don't care who you voted for. And I hope you make sure that you accomplished that today. If that's what you wanted to do, I hope you guys went out and did that. If not, what you doing? It's 7 o'clock, and most polling places are closed now. I think I don't know about everywhere, but if they are, sorry for you. Sorry for you. We're in the room again today, in the den, as I call it on my other YouTube channel, in the den, and I'm just trying to make sure to catch up with you guys a little bit. Let me know, what. Change that real quick. Who do you choose? Who do you choose in a situation like we have right now? Who do you choose? I don't want to hold. I don't end up holding this thing all night long, but I think I might be able to get this thing back on. The little clip is broke, so we're just gonna make it. We're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it do, regardless. We'll make it work some kind of way. Next time we'll make sure we got this done. But anyway, it'll be all right. Hope you guys are doing all right. Two people in the room. If you live in the states, no pressure. But who do you choose in a situation like we're in right now? Who do you choose? And most people that stay in the United States should know by now what I'm thinking, and you guys are probably thinking the same thing. We're gonna talk about it, but who do you choose? No pressure, no pressure to tell me who you guys chose. I don't really care. It's not what we're about, but it's some things that you guys got to realize, and hopefully you guys do. Most people by now, you really do understand what's going on. We're gonna talk about it. If you're looking right now, the people that are in here right now, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because this is a family channel. This is a family oriented channel. You don't get very many of those these days. And hey, I'm here for the people. So if you like good content, good clean content with family oriented, all types of things, make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. So for the people that do stay and for the people that do stay around in the situation like we are today, how do you choose and who do you choose? Hey, Beast VR, what's going on? Hope you're doing all right today, especially if you're in the states, because you guys realize by now that no matter what happens, no matter what goes on, we are the only people that are going to help and going to save each and every one of us. No matter what side that we push to be in, or we want to be in, at the end of the day, it turns into a hamster wheel. So we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm glad you are having a great day. I'm having a great day as well. I couldn't be more blessed. I'm here. I'm above ground. There's a lot of people, friends and family that did not get up, that were not able to get up, and will never see another day. But we are blessed and fortunate to be here today, and so that in of itself is a blessing. So glad you have a good day. This stuff around. So who? Can I do something for you? Depends what it is. This is a family channel, so don't get out of hand. What is that? What is that? I'll humor you. What do you need? What do you need, Beast VR or Beast? Yeah, Beast VR. What do you need? And make sure if you're in here being interactive, this is you don't have many content creators that get to a certain size, especially when they get to a certain size that will react with with my people and my viewers like I do. So make sure that you hit the like button on the stream as in your on your way in and subscribe to the channel and if you like content, if you have a family, if you're a father, and if you're married, if you're a father, any of that stuff, make sure this is a channel that you will like and want to watch. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. See if I can get something going. So let that go in. I got a little poll out there asking you, did you vote? No, because I wasn't going to vote. I was not going to vote. My whole thing was this year was to just sit out. Like Killer Mike said, you know, if I didn't like the candidates, I was going to sit home and make collard greens. I was not going to be forced to vote for somebody that, what was the saying goes, who's the lesser of two evils? The lesser of two evils. I'm sick and tired of people telling us this is who you have, this is the best you have, this is who you're going to vote for, and that's all is going to be. That's all you have. These are the choices that you have. Pick a side. And I'm at the point now in my life on my short time here on the planet. I'm tired of people telling me and telling my family who what to do, who to vote for, and voting for the lesser of two evils. I shouldn't have to. It's just like it's my right or your right to vote. It's my right not to vote. And I feel like if I don't find you uh, as a good candidate, and I feel like I don't see you as the candidate that I want, I don't have to vote for you. It's control. It's control. They do that beast because it's control. That's exactly what it is. They use identity politics to force us and make us feel bad, and then almost a sort of a peer pressure to do and move how they want us to move. It's psychology. That's exactly what it is. And you will be. And we've seen whole bloodlines. We've seen whole generations manipulated by this system into doing what they want us to do, and then we end up upset every time. They tell us to vote. What was Diddy's thing, vote or die a few years ago, vote or die, and if we vote for them, and then if they don't do what we want or they want us to what we want them to do, then we can hold their feet to the fire. But who's really holding these people's feet to the fire when it comes to this stuff? Nobody is. They tell us what they want us to do, and they tell us what they want us to hear, and then they ultimately end up not doing anything of most of the stuff they tell us to do, unless it benefits them in some kind of way. So I'm not going to get stuck up in the identity politics. I don't care about white or black, and this person is doing this person. This person is a sort of a in this congregation of people, and this person is part of this organization. I don't care. At the end of the day, that doesn't do anything for me and my family and my house, and that is what I'm doing now. From now on, and I hope you guys are too. Make sure that you are doing what's in your best interest and not caring at the end of the day, anyway. But that is what the goal I want you to do. I want you guys to understand that each and every one of you guys are the masters of your own small universes, and whatever you guys need to change in around you, you have the power to help do that. And it's not waiting to idolize any other parties. Because I talked about in a couple of lives ago that idolization of these different people are the down was part of the downfall of the society that we're in today. Idolization of actors, idolization of rappers, singers, artists, and even political figures. You can idolize them so much. You can see it right now. You idolize political parties so much that everything one party says, the people idolize that party will believe at the end of the day that that entire party is lying, and that is I can't say that it's impossible, but it's highly improbable that a whole group of everything that a whole group of people says are wrong. But but it's so much of a manipulation and a mind in a mind indoctrination that is so that we are in a position that we can't almost think for ourselves. If they don't, if it doesn't come from one of them, then we don't believe it. And if it doesn't come from the other one, we don't believe it. And in the end of the day, we are the ones sitting here on YouTube, the ones after going to work every day, the ones that are paying the taxes, the people that are trying to raise your family the right way. We are the ones that ultimately pay the price for each one of these people that we put in office. So I know you're sick of that. I know you don't want that anymore. I know you're tired of your aunts and uncles telling you who to vote for. I know you're tired of your ultimately your friend circles telling you what to do, and you need to really do what's best for you in your home. What's best for you. We have a godly home. This is what we just this what it is. We are a person. We are. I call myself a God fearing follower of Christ. That's what I do. No, I don't beat everybody. I'm a live and let live person. I want you guys to ultimately live and let live too as well. All right, no problem. I appreciate it, Beast. If you hadn't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do and like the stream. And hey, we're gonna be back for more because we're gonna talk about game nights and different stuff like that. But tonight we're gonna talk about who do you choose? And ultimately, I choose me. I choose my family. I choose God first, and then my family. That's who I choose. That's what I want, and ultimately, that's what I want you to choose. It's not about the presidential election, and I know that they have each and every one of us wrapped up in this stuff for the most part. But in the end of the day, when the dust is settled and everybody's going back to do what they want to do, it doesn't change the amount of fatherless homes that we have. It doesn't change that we barely have any jobs that are worth anything like it was before. The money that we had, the raises that we had got after COVID. Right after that, what happened? Right after that, what happened? All inflation hit, and it's just like we didn't make the money that we were making. We're right back to square one. So it doesn't stop the violence that's happening in our inner cities. It doesn't stop the brokenness that we each and every one of us has. A lot of us have. I'm gonna say each and every one of us, but a lot of us have in our home. What's up, Bell's Journey? I appreciate you being by the channel and I thank you very much. So I hope you are doing well as well. So it does these presidential elections. I know you know by now. They get you hyped up. It's a psyop. They get you hyped up. They get you on edge. They get you upset. They get you mad. They get one person pointing at the other person. They get the other person or other people pointing at the other people. And at the end of the day, we're still on the same hamster wheel when the dust settles. Nothing ever changes. The homes are broken. People don't care about human most people don't care about human lives because we watch so many people get destroyed, obliterated, and all this other stuff that they flood us with in our brain that we don't care about when another one of our brothers or sisters perishes. We don't care about if a child goes hungry in the street because it's not what's happening to me. I'm so self-absorbed. I idolize me and myself and the people that I look at so much that I don't care about the other people on the street. I don't care about what's going on down the street because it's ultimately not affecting me. And when the only time we get to the point to where we want to holler and scream and kick and fight is when stuff starts to trickle down and hurt us. And that's a problem. And that's a problem. So I choose my family. I choose God first and I choose my family. I want you guys to do the same. I want you guys to really focus in on the things that matter. You know, a lot of the problem is that we do not have that we do not have the relationships that we had once in yesteryear. I guess I know things change and people move and the world turns into this fast paced thing that we can't stop. But we at the end of the day, like Steve Jobs said himself. Steve Jobs said when he came out with the iPad, he already knew from the beginning that the iPads were not a thing that you would want to give your child and have that child continuously use over and over again, because it does something to the brain. It already we are people that already are have an attention span of a gnat, and then you give someone electronics and you flood things that gives them a sense of disconnection from society. You know, they were supposed to connect us, but it ultimately disconnects us from each other. And then we at the place that we don't even. This is where we're at, and in the end of the day, we're in this spot that we don't care. We don't care about one another, and we don't care. And it starts in your family. People start caring about what's happening to the person right next to them, to your brothers and to your sisters and the people that are right in your home with you. What do you think you're going to do about the person down the street that needs help? What do you think you're going to do, or how you think you're going to feel about the person that's across the city that needs something to eat? You're not going to care. You don't care about you don't. Most people don't care about anything. They don't care about anything like that, and that all that starts in the home. Kids, most of these kids, there's 70%, I believe, of children in the United States don't have a father in the house with them on a full time basis. On a full time basis, you know, and some of the fathers that are in the home with them with their child on a full time basis, they're emotionally detached from the family themselves. You know, how many of the fathers that you know that have stayed there in the home and make sure that their kids have something to eat, and they're married and they're doing good, but when the baby, if they have decided to have a child and the baby comes, how many of those fathers make sure that the mother is doing all that stuff pertaining to baby, and then they go out to work, and say that wife is a two income home, and they decide to go work, and then all of a sudden all the responsibility of the baby falls upon the mother and not the father, because that's the part of not a part of what he thinks that he should do. And I know every situation and every dynamic is different. Let me see what Bell said. What did you say? Hey man, everyone cared about someone. Nobody would left. Yeah, I mean, it's reality. What's up, Tuxedo Gamer? I hope you're doing well as well. We're here on election night. Don't get wrapped up. Don't get too wrapped up. Don't get too riled up. If you're playing your game, keep playing your game, because at the end of the day, like I said, when the dust settles and you're done playing your video game, it's going to be the same stuff. They get us hyped up. They want us to be upset, and they want us to feel and get emotionally involved and all of this stuff. And when, at the end, they might give us some small victory. They might give us something that make us feel good, to pacify us for just a little while, but it always goes back. The prices of everything continues to go. It's just like the stock market. Something might jump up, something might a stock might go down, it might go back up, but ultimately, if you pan out, everything continues to go up slowly, and it's going to continue to go up slowly. You know, we complain about all of this stuff. Why is the society the way it is? And we're gonna vote in a president, and that president is gonna fix everything, and we're no longer gonna go out and have all these babies outside of wedlock. We're gonna this president's gonna make sure that they come in and restore order in the world, in our country. And then what happens? The society continues to peddle, premarital sex off into anybody without any repercussions. Women and girls and young girls do things, and they feel like they don't have anything that's going to hurt them. And then you have children, and we have all these children that they can't take care of, and then the government complains when they come here, right, they come here and they complain about them, and when the baby gets here they don't want to take care of them through the welfare system, right, because that's something else they complain about too. But in the end, the Bible says we're supposed to the church is supposed to take care of those widows and the people that really need the help, and your brother and sister that's next to you, if they're in trouble, if they're having babies and they need help, and that's your community, you're supposed to help too. But ask how many of those people are actually doing those things. But like I said, this is where you guys are going to have to really, and divorce is a big thing too. The divorce happens. I know we're in these internet streets. These internet streets are all, it's always the same thing. And I understand that a lot of they say statistically that women are the ones that initiate the divorces. And both of those people can be the blame. Everything is, in everybody's situation is different, but I can always say that both parties, all at 90% of the time, have a part to blame in situations like that that happens when homes get broken. Both parties have something to blame, somewhere to blame, and I blame us letting society, because I'm a millennial. I was raised by TV, MTV, BT, and Nickelodeon was my nannies. That's what it was. That's just what it was. Those are the people, in HBO. Taxi Cab Confessions was the what how I found out about the world. It's just what it is. And a lot of the other millennials out there that are with me can attest to the same thing. It's just what happened. That we things were beta tested on us, and we are the generation that went through everything. We had to, out. We were the last of the kids that got to ride outside on the bikes all day long, and we were the first to really get into this whole internet society. And most of us can understand that, but look at what it's done to us. The things that were supposed to bring into our lives and make us more social ultimately was the thing that make us more antisocial at the same time. And now we are going into relationships, we're going into marriages, we're going into all of this stuff thinking that we don't have to put in any work. Women are they're being told that, look, if you're not happy in that 1 second, if you're not happy anymore, and if it doesn't feel like the day that it felt like when you first got married, then there's no reason for you to be there anymore. You can have irreconcilable differences. You can part ways, and then and then creating a home that is broken. And we all know the statistics behind broken homes. What happens? The children become more likely to go to jail. The children go more they are more likely not to go to college. They're more likely to run away. They're more likely to do a whole lot of things that would not happen if they had complete homes and people that have parents with emotional intelligence, and sometimes the fathers have to put in more work than what they had been taught that they had to put work in the first place. Sometimes you have to change a diaper. Sometimes you have to be the emotional crutch for your partner. Sometimes you have to be the teacher. Sometimes you have to be the student. Sometimes you have to do all of that. And a lot of these parents now have been told that and been taught that ease is the way to go. It's always about making your place in this planet easier. I should do things. Everything is there to make my life a little bit less cumbersome. And now we're at the point to where we don't know how to do anything. We don't realize that those schools that we put our kids in, that the education just doesn't stop when they come home, because you have to deprogram from a lot of the junk that their peers and the students, or the peers and the teachers and everything taught them. So you have to debrief and kind of deprogram from them from that, and then you are supposed to continue to teach them after that. But teaching after, when you're home with the kids and you come home from work, a lot of people don't feel like they want to have to pour into their child anymore, because that's what the teachers would do. I know you heard stories about teachers of the kids coming home, and the teachers are having a hard time with the children, and then they call the teachers, and the teachers tell them about what's going on with their child, and they're talking to the teacher like the teacher was supposed to be raising their kids. You know, Those are the problems that continue to happen no matter who is in office. And the problem is that we idolize the left and we idolize the right so much that we forget that they're not raising and they're not holding their families together. They're not the reason why these families stay together. They're not the reason that these families are going that are breaking apart. They're not the reason that all of these women are having children out of wedlock, and they're not the reasons that your kids know Pop Smoke songs more than they know what's in the Bible, more than they know what's in their school books, more than they know what's in anything that you're teaching them. It's not because of the president. It's because of you. It's because of you. So today I'm pick. That's who I choose. I'm choosing God over my family, and I'm choosing me and my home. That's who I choose. I am choosing to build upon my family. I am choosing to make a platform to show you that they are good men. There are good, wholesome families that always don't look like the people that they show you on TV and how things are supposed to look. Hold on, hold on, man. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You're a handsome fella, Rico. You're a handsome fella. I don't care what anybody says about you. That is what I'm telling you. It's not about the presidential election. It's about each one of you guys' family at home. If you are a husband, if you're living with your children and you're not married to that lady yet, and you have made her a mother, and you're there and you're doing everything, make that woman an honest woman. And it's not going to be, it's not, that's the other thing that you have guys have to realize when you're making these families, and you're trying to do good as a man, and she's trying to do good as a woman, that relationship isn't just based off of how happy you are and what you guys are looking at right there in the moment. It's about building, because you're going to get tested. You're not going to like your spouse every day. Your spouse not going to like you each and every day. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be times where you feel like that person is not your partner, not the same person you got in a relationship, and ultimately you're not going to be the same person because you're growing. You're supposed to grow. You're going to make the same mistakes 6 7 times after they tell you something, leaving the toilet seat up. I don't know, different things like that. You guys know what I'm saying. How I know some of you guys left it up, and some of you guys leave the toilet seat up, and then you're like, "What do you do? What did you do? Go in the bathroom backwards and sit down on the toilet without looking at the toilet?" Because I look at the toilet every time I go in the bathroom. I look at the toilet, so why can't you turn on the light and look at the toilet? It's those things like that, and some people probably divorce over things like that too. But then you look at it, and television's telling you that it's not supposed to be like that. Television is telling you that it's supposed to be whimsical and everything is supposed to be love and happy, and all is love. And if it's not all love, then that relationship isn't right. But that's not how it goes. That right there, that love is a choice. That relationship is a choice. You have got together because you know, for one thing, that this system that we live in isn't built for single people to actually thrive. Now some can, some get lucky, but this situation that we're in here in the good old United States is not made for one to just take the brunt of everything. Everything is too high. Look at the cost of all this stuff. There's no way you can be able to. Most people can't go out on their own, get an apartment, get a car, have the food, the good food, not just any food, because you guys know what I cook. Not good food to eat, clothes on your back, saving for retirement, wanting to go on vacation. You can't do. Most people cannot do all of these things by yourself. So naturally, God wants us to be together. He wants us to hook together. And you look how much we thrive when we are together. Bills are cut in half. And I don't want to hear you women talking about I can do bad all by myself. I don't want to go 50-50 with no man. So you rather pay 100% by yourself than go 50-50 with a good man that is trying to make it. Oh, everything when you have a good spot and a good unity. Yes, right. You're right, Bells. Unity. Yep. Unity is the key. You rather be in a relationship or be on your own and pay 100% of all bills and be with a good person that's going to cut your bills in half, and where you can save more, where you can add to that collection, to where you're in a comfortable spot to where you can invest. You're in a spot where you know you have somebody that has your back, and you're in a spot that you know, if in the end of the day your children will always be with somebody, one of the two, that they know and they love and they care and they trust, not to someone daycare if they didn't want to have to send them to daycare ultimately. You rather be by yourself, be alone, be, single, and not have to worry about actually getting along and actually knowing a person and actually growing together, than to do that stuff all by yourself just because you can do that stuff all by yourself. And you're not fooling me. I know that a good 70% of the people are out here living paycheck to paycheck. No, no, there's no judgment. That's just what the statistics say. Most people are living paycheck. I don't care if they're making $100,000 a year. I don't care if they're making 250 or 50. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck because they decide to buy, and spend and live outside their means and all of that stuff, and they're not saving for, or investing, or not doing any of that. It's happening. It's happening each and every day. But we're going to have to really reel that stuff in and understand that we can't rely on these people to help us. We can't rely on governments to be there in order to make our lives better. They're not. I don't care what you say. You can guys can sit out here and talk about the left side or the right side all day long. But when at the end of the day, none of those people, all of those people have money. All of those people have great homes. All of those people have everything they want in their life going on. And at the end of the day, when they get done making you cheerlead for them, when they get done making you sweat, when they get done making you lose friendships, break homes, but stop talking to your family members. At the end of the day, you're still going to be there by yourself, and they're still going to be the ones living in the Hamptons. They're still going to be the one to have multiple investment properties, and you're going to be the one out there with your hands up in the air asking like, "Why aren't you taking care of me? Because I had your back." How many times are we going to realize that that's the hamster wheel that we've been on? Some of you guys don't want to realize it, and they get you to arguing about stuff. They get you with those trigger words, and they get you with those hot topics, and then they put you in positions that ultimately you're going to have the one to dig yourself out of. So I want you guys to really, if you have families, if you're a father, if you're a mother, if you're not quite in the spot you want to be with your in your relationship with your spouse, I want you guys to really take the time out to communicate with that spouse. If you have to be in a place where you are getting counseling for a little bit, do it. If you're not and you're not in that spot to where you can get counseling right then, and you pick up that Bible and you understand, you guys do Bible studies together. You guys sit there and pray together. You guys sit there and cook together. Because that's the best place to be. If you want to have fun and you want to learn your spouse, if you want to have a intimate relationship with your spouse, get in the kitchen. Some people can't take it when other people in the kitchen. Oh well, get in the kitchen with your spouse. Understand that's an also a very good intimate setting to be, because there's nothing more special than making something that can keep your spouse alive, that can keep your spouse nourished, that can keep your kids nourished and in the kitchen. So make sure that you can get in the kitchen if you can. If you can't afford that, if you can't afford a, um, a counselor to help you out, that's the things I want you to do. I want you guys to understand that these relationships take work, and that there's so much counting on you, and there's so much counting on your family. Those are the next people that are going to run this country. Those are the next people that are going to help build the legacy that you have started. So it is ultimately your responsibility to make sure they have the best path they have, making sure. And you might not have everything that you want to have, you know, but you can. But the mistakes that you did make, you can make sure that your children do not make those same mistakes. You can make sure that even though you might not be able to hand them hundreds of thousands of dollars in cars and everything that you want in your heart to do for your children, you might not have that, but you can make sure that they don't get in massive amounts of debt. You can make sure that you have the discipline not to go out there and do DoorDash every day. And when you have the ability to use your God given gifts, and you can cook and you can make things at home, and cut your bills down exponentially by cooking, you make sure that your children have that. Don't send them out of the house and with them not knowing how to go to the grocery store, and make sure that they can put stuff together to eat and make stuff to stretch. Let me tell you something. I had one fish plank, a cod plank the other day. One cod plank. I was trying to figure out something to eat after we came off a fast, and I had one cod plank. And I was like, what can one cod plank do? I pull out this cod plank out of the freezer. This it was a flimsy looking thing. It had all the ice ash on it from sitting in the back of the freezer. It was hard. It was very, very homely looking. It looked like something that was out of a commercial that you didn't want to eat. We unthawed that thing. We seasoned it up. We made sure to make some wet batter, kind of like Long John Silver's. If you like Long John Silver's, make sure that you put a thumbs up in the chat. And if you don't like Long John Silver's, there's a place out there that you do. So think about it. One fish plank. So it's about maybe 10 inches long. That fish plank was about 10 inches long. We unthawed. I cut it straight down the middle, because most fish are plank and they have that kind of separation right there, right? So I sliced that cod plank down the middle. I washed that plank off. I seasoned it. I seasoned that fish plank. I then cut both of those planks and both of those pieces in half, and that one fish plank was able to feed four people. That was four servings out of that one fish plank. Those are the things that it might not sound like it's something, but it could be hard times ahead. You don't know. And I'm trying to make sure that you guys are prepared for any hard time that you may have. You might not always have. When I started this channel, food was nowhere near the prices that they are now. I was able to make cheesecakes all over. I was able, you seen it. If you haven't watched my pineapple cheesecake video, make sure you go watch that pineapple cheesecake video after this live stream and tell me what you think. So I was able to make cheesecake after cheesecake, give you guys different things, different pies, cakes, and recipes. Then all of a sudden, the C19 happened. We couldn't do those things. Then after that happened, things kind of got back to normal a little bit. And then prices of food skyrocketed. So being that I did a lot of cooking on my channel, I was no longer able to make the food like I wanted to make for you guys. Then all of a sudden, some got into me and said, "Aaron, there's a way that you can show people how to make real good food at discounted prices because things could and probably will because of the past. The best way to tell what the future is by looking at the past could get rough. And even if it doesn't get rough, and you want to scale back and learn how to be more responsible with your food and with those things that you do, you have a way to do it. So I cut that fish plank one fish plank in half and was it multiplied and went out and fed four people. Ultimately, everybody in the home that wanted a fish sandwich got a fish sandwich. And this was something that I wasn't even trying to do. This was wasn't something I was even trying to do. It was just something that ultimately happened. And I want you guys to understand that those small things, those small victories, those small things that you think that are insignificant in a world that is has insurmountable odds is what what I am all about, what this channel is all about, and what ultimately what I want each and every one of you guys to be all about. I want you guys to understand that you don't have to go out and spend a lot of money to have fun with your family. You guys got to get back to that. You guys got to get back to home cooked dinners. You guys got to get back to having dinners and conversations with each other live, face to face, being able to speak to each other, not on the phone. I'm so sick of everybody being on the phone, and it's ironic because I'm on the phone right now. But this is what I'm saying. I'm sick of you guys being in the same room with each other, and everybody could be. You might as well be on a different planet. If you understand what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. If you don't, then you're lying. So everybody's on the phone and so detached from each other, and no wonder your family doesn't know how to speak to each other. Why? You no wonder you have no real grounding or foundation on how to have a relationship with your family because you're sitting right there and letting the world influence each and every one of your family's including yourselves. You're letting though the people that you idol run your households. Each one of you guys are letting these people subjectively run your households. Well, I can't. If I tell my daughter Ice Spice isn't good, then they're going to think I'm a bigot, or they're going to think this of me. And if I tell them to read the Bible, the people on the streets are going to think that that I'm a crazy zealot. No, your home is your home. You are if you don't have anything else, if you're not the master in the Lord over anything else in your life, it is the home. Your God is supposed to be your leader, and you're supposed to lead over them. If you don't have anything else that you are leader of, it is your home. No, the government isn't supposed to lead your home. No, your friends, no BT or MTV isn't supposed to run your home. You are supposed to run your home. We have a chance to do something different. We have a chance to pull the next generation out. There's a lot of us in our generation, the millennial generation, and the Gen X's that just it is what it is, and we can't pull them out. But then we are in a unique position that we have these outlets. We have a unique position that we are in that we can change the course of this whole thing. But in the end of the day, it's going to take a lot massive effort, massive. If you remember, if you've been watching my channels, massive imperfect effort. You're going to have to do, and you're going to have to take massive imperfect steps and effort to change and course correct these things that are going on. Yes, you're not going to want to come home from work, and you're not going to feel like you have the energy to pour in. And sometimes your gas tank might be on E, but that's the burden that we have. Our wives are have their burdens, but our burdens are just that. We're going to have to labor, and sometimes we don't feel like it. When our kids say, "Well, I just want to spend some time with you. I want you to play this game with me. I want you to put down. I want you to play this card game with you. I want you to read to me." You need to be there. You have to be there. You don't have a choice. You have to make sure that those TVs are turned off and we are having some emotional connection time. Yes, I'm the mother, and I know, and for the guys that watch this channel, I know that it doesn't seem like it's fair because no matter what happens, it seems like the mother is always the savior. It seems like no matter what happens, and the mother, no matter what the mother says, sometimes it can do no wrong. Sometimes the mom gets all the love, but you know what? When those kids go to sleep at night, when they go outside and they go in their out in the world in their lives, they remember each and every one of the things that you taught them. They remember that you took the time out. They remember that you went up instead of fussing at them all the time. They actually gave them lessons to learn. They see you. They might not always understand the struggles that you have as a father, as a provider, but they see it. They see you get up each and every day and you go out to your job, or you're trying to be an entrepreneur, and they see you get up and you might not know how to go left or right, but they see you get up and they see you go out and they see you try to use your gifts, your creative abilities, whatever the ability you have that God gave you. They see that, they feel that, they know that, they feel that you're there, and no matter what you think or feel, and you feel like you're not being heard or you're not being seen, and they do not care. They do. They care, but it is your responsibility to make sure, though, even if you feel like they don't care, that you continue to make sure that you hold that family together tight. And trust me, no matter what any of these candidates say, no matter what they say that's going to make your life better, no matter what they say they're going to give you, if they say, say they're going to give you the magic key to change your life, don't believe it. How many times have we been on this hamster wheel when they give us these promises and tell us that our lives are going to change, and when they get in, our lives are still in the same dumpster, and it's still the same dumpster fire that it was 8 years ago. It's a dumpster fire with a new regime. You are the kings and queens of your castle. You are the only ones that are going to be able to change the trajectory. You are the only ones that are going to have to make and build your kingdoms the way that you see fit. And you are ultimately building the next generation of men and women to go out here and change the world. So, guys, that's who I want you to choose. I don't want you to worry about choosing left or right. I don't want you to worry about choosing someone because they said they're going to give you something. I want you to take the reins of your family. I want you to take the wheel of that ship that you call your home, of those four walls. I want you to take that seriously. I want you to do whatever you can, and know it is not going to be perfect. Massive imperfect steps are what you're going to have to make, and you're going to have to do it now because we don't know how much time you have left. None of us know, not even me. And you've made some mistakes. I've made some mistakes. We all made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, they love you, they care about you as well as I. So, hope you guys have a good night. Make sure to keep those families tight, and I'll see you on the next live stream.